minutes past 7 p.m. Welcome to the Nilecast on West Nile Television. Today is 23rd of December 2025. Bringing you the news headlines today. Pony Fiona, let's listen to the headlines.
In the headlines tonight,
NRM launches Paris Conference mobilization campaign in Ora County. Private schools proprietors strengthen strategies for school improvement. And 25% primary school pupils fail to progress to next grade in Terego district. This and more in the Nilecast News Bulletin. The National Resistance Movement has launched the Paris Conference mobilization campaign at Pasia Paris, Alingi Sub-County and Okemu in Ward Town Council, Nora County, Zombo District as part of their grassroots mobilization strategies ahead of 2026 elections. These initiatives aim to consolidate the gains and mobilize votes for His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni and other NRM flag bearers. Alfred Jowak has more.
The National Resistance Movement NRM has today, 22nd December 2025, launched a Paris Conference campaign in Ora County, Zombo District as part of their grassroots mobilization strategy ahead of the 2026 general elections. During the launch of the conference at Pasai Parish, Alangi Sub-County and Okemo in Wartan Council on in Ora County respectively, Grace Torach, chairperson NRM Zombo District, said this initiative aims to consolidate gains and mobilize votes for President Yoweri Museveni and other NRM flag bearers.
Yes, the parish conference is not a new phenomenon. It's old, only that it has not been, it has never been materialized. But this time, it's becoming functional. Usually they elect these village leaders, nobody comes to them except during elections. But now they are mobilizing them to look for votes. It's very, very educative how they should mobilize. And also about the same conference. This conference is also part of the mobilization. Yes.
Alex Jageno, Chief NRM Mobilizer Zombo District, stated that the conference brings together 63 delegates per village, including party leaders, special interest group representatives, and local council members.
Leaders, how to select the right people who should be loyal to the party, who are trustworthy, to deliver the message of the gains that NRM has bestowed upon the people of Uganda and this parish in particular, so that the electorates are able to appreciate the importance of NRM government and vote President Yoweri Museveni and his flag bearers to the positions that are available in the country.
Meanwhile, Honorable Kuyushin Grace Freedom, NRM flag bearer Ora County, emphasized the importance of transparency and accountability in the conference, warning against corrupt practices and sabotage. Honorable Kuyushin Grace Freedom is optimistic that the parish conference will boost NRM mobilization strategies at village levels.
I want to thank God. I want to thank the government of NRM. What strategy has been developed this time is very special. That the President and the NRM Secretariat have decided to hold parish conferences. This parish conference is very important because it's bringing leaders from the parish. These leaders come from the village. And when they have come together, it makes a solid leadership, a solid governance. I want to thank that this is not going to stop here just for elections. This is going to continue for mobilization, for development, and for social transformation. I want to thank the government so much. We have been moving in Zombo district at parish levels, and we have come across very good ideas. The people are asking. We do not want to stop only with elections, but we also want to monitor government programs. We want to mobilize for development. We want to solve issues, and this is very important. And this means that once people have come together like this, it becomes easy to solve problems. It becomes easy to implement government programs. And I want to believe that this is going to give us a grand win for the NRM party. We do not suffer. We do not fear. We are not trembling because our grassroots leadership is solid. The 63 persons per village are going to mobilize other people in the villages, and we are going to come up with great numbers in the villages. I want to appeal to all of us in Ora County that the voters' slips are already out. Please go and pick your slip and keep it well, and come out on 15th January 2026 and cast your vote. Cast your vote for the NRM. Cast your vote for President Museveni, who is our flag bearer for the presidential candidates, with the symbol of the bus. Cast your vote for me. I'm the flag bearer for Ora County, with the symbol of the bus. Cast your your vote for all the flag bearers, because it is only when we hold our hands together, we work as a team, that we can support the government, that we can support our president, that we can bring development home.
Delegates are entitled to a transport refund and refreshments, and the party will conduct follow-ups to ensure the process is smooth. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nilecast.
Private Educational Institutions Proprietors Association, with support from EDIFI Uganda, organized a training in Arua City purposed to mentor the top school proprietors, such as directors, head teachers, and caregivers, and equip them with practical skills and knowledge on school improvement, planning, and effective management, accountability, and continued assessment in their schools. Benson Pasroy has more.
The numerous challenges private schools proprietors continue to encounter in managing their schools, better strategies continues to be laid on ground to handle the vice. Over the weekend, Private Educational Institutions Proprietors Association, with support from EDFI Uganda, organized a training in Arua City, mentoring the top school proprietors such as the directors, head teachers, and caregivers, equipping them with practical skills and knowledge on school improvement, planning and effective management, accountability, and continuous assessment in their schools. Onzima Judah, the president of Private Educational Institutions Proprietors Association, gives the main purpose of the initiative and encourages the general public to cooperate and embrace it.
Why this training on school improvement? We have discovered along the way that our private schools are not doing as expected. Why are they doing not as expected? Because probably they do not know what to do, how to do, and they have not had mentors. The message I want to pass to the population is we are grateful that you trust us as proprietors of these private schools, and you send your children to our schools, and all we need is to give them the best, and that is why we have come together to have this important training on school improvement. The school improvement is not only quantitative, it is both quantitative and qualitative, because we will love to see the children that you have entrusted into our hands become better citizens than we are.
Whereas Ayubu Kemis, Arua District Senior Education Officer, says the training has come at the right time, which helps in addressing concerns both in formal and informal sectors.
This training comes at a very important time when we are collectively expected to strengthen school leadership, school governance, teaching and learning, and child-centered care. So in both formal schools and early childhood centers. And as proprietors, head teachers or the head caregivers, they play a very critical role in shaping learning environment, setting standards, and ensuring that the schools and centers provide safe and inclusive and high quality education for our learners.
Anzo Agnes, the proprietor of Whole Trinity Nursery and Primary School, expressed her gratitude, therefore highlights on how they will benefit out of this initiative.
This training has been so empowering. It has been so good that it brings up what a school should have. Things to do with bring up good finances, issues of school fees, managing the school, and managing staff, nourishing the children, bring up a very wonderful school. So I am really very grateful for this opportunity that we've had. I believe everybody who has had an opportunity to come in this training is not going to remain the same.
Ombere Raymond, Principal Arua City Education Officer, commends Edify Uganda and Private Educational Institutions Proprietors Association for organizing the training.
I want to appreciate Edify Uganda together with the Association of Private School teachers, proprietors, for having thought it wise that this workshop is organized for the teachers of this region. I think this will go a long way in bringing out a holistic child that all the citizens of this region will be proud of.
Private Educational Institutions Proprietors Association is an initiative for the private schools proprietors in Greater Arua and Teregu district, primarily to improve private schools in different sectors. Oraku Benson Pastore, compiling the story for Western Television Nilecast.
Arua City Councillors, accompanied by the resident city commissioner, held a monetary visit to Onduparaga Market's project site on 18th December 2025 in order to ascertain the progress of the project works. The project is part of Durable Solutions Initiative for Forcibly Displaced Persons, supported by the United Nations Capital Development Fund. We can have a look at the details. Arua City Councillors, accompanied by the resident city commissioner, visited Onduparaga Market project site yesterday, 18th December 2025. The project is said to be part of the Durable Solutions Initiative for Forcibly Displaced Persons, supported by the United Nations Capital Development Fund in 2022. John Odaba, Senior IT Officer, Arua City and focal person for the FDA initiative, explains the project aims to reduce pressure on the city by improving services in markets, schools and space management, as the city hosts a large number of refugees and a new market is established to attract private investors, hence improving.
Yeah, my name is John Odabo. I'm Senior IT Officer, Arua City, and a focal person for FDS initiative. FDS is financing durable solutions for forcibly displaced persons. Since 2022, we received support from United Nations Capital Development Fund, UNCDF, for financing durable solutions initiative. And the core aim is Arua City hosting a number of refugees within the city. We are overstretched by the services we offer, because there is no additional grant we receive from central government for the extra numbers. Yet we share all the resources from market, from schools, all the service points we actually do share. So that was the project was aimed at strengthening us to actually deal with this extra pressure that we are having. Result area 3 is now the infrastructure where we are here today. The idea is that we should be able to have resources and projects that can integrate private partner to attract additional financing for our projects. Initially, when the project started, we thought of establishing Arua City Multipurpose Resource Center, which is where the current OPM grounds is. However, since we are using the PPP approach, it was something that took a little bit longer, because previously the guidelines for local governments were lacking, and therefore the UNCDF together with Minister of Local Government and the PPP unit actually went backwards to try to establish the legal frameworks. And as we talk of, so since this process was taking long, and the overall project for FDS initiative was from 2021 up to this year, October, it was deemed necessary that we should be able to pick out some other infrastructure that we can do quickly while we undertake the long process of the PPP. So late last year, the idea for Ondopuraka market came in. Originally, this was part of our wish list of 23 ideas. So we thought it would be necessary that we pick Ondopuraka market to do using the PPDA approach, and then while we undertake. We're not giving up on the multipurpose resource center, but the process there is taking longer. And that's now what explains this. So through PPDA approach, Asante Business Services Uganda Limited was contracted, and overall, Ivu Division, as Town Clerk will explain, gave about 2 acres out of their title land of close to 19 acres.
Tami Muswale, the Ondopuraka Market Project Site Manager, states that the 18 acres of land donated by Asante Business Center Uganda Limited involves construction of Block A with various rooms and market stalls, which is phase 1 of the project.
Same time, site manager of Asante Business Services, who is undertaking this project. As a project manager said, our contract was for first phase, which involves construction of Block A and the market stalls. Block A involves these 4 rooms for restaurant, then 8 rooms for lockups, 1 room for breastfeeding, then a meeting hall, and also offices. And the other room is for security guard. At the moment, we are at the roofing level at the side of Block A. And for stalls, they've already finished the slabs, and the columns are already casted, remaining only like 7 to finish up the columns.
Betty Oteka Akelo, the RCC Arua City, briefed the engineer to focus on durable construction, emphasizing the project's long-term benefits for the community, and states that she will not commission unfinished work.
Anything should so ensure that any materials that you're using are of quality and very strong and durable, because this market has to be to serve even the 4 generations to come. Yes. Okay? So I don't want us to reach that point and then you'll say that you didn't know and you drag us behind. No. Okay, start now to rectify some of the areas which need to be corrected. Okay? Any cracking part I will not. So if you use this sand and cement that is not of quality.
The Arua City Councillors and RCC continue to monitor the project's progress, aiming to boost local investment and improve market facilities. Reporting for West Nile TV, Ponifiona, Nilecast.
The people of Varinga Kingdom are urged and encouraged to embrace their traditional culture in order to restore the lost culture and at the same time help in nurturing of the young generation. This message was strongly passed out during a community dialogue organized by Waringa, Vibe Team, and the other stakeholders. Reporting to you, Pastor Benson has more.
Since the traditional culture is diminishing in Waringa Kingdom, the people of the kingdom are asked and encouraged to embrace and restore their traditional culture. That helps the community members to understand the coexistence of culture and gender and the nurturing of their young generation. This message has been strongly emphasized during a recent community dialogue organized by Waringa Vibe Team in partnership with some key stakeholders in the kingdom, attracting a number of youths and other stakeholders who all shared fruitful ideas on how to restore the lost culture such that the young generation can morally be upright. Alokore Dran Anton, Minister of Education in Waringa Kingdom, urges the people of Waringa to go back to revise their culture.
We should go back to revise our culture. our culture of hard work, our culture of being honest. And this can only be done by elders. Every home must begin to teach our culture to the children. Every home should set bylaws in the homes to allow children to be disciplined and respect elders. Educating children was a responsibility of the community, not of any individual. So we should go back to say, if my son or my daughter is misbehaved elsewhere, this daughter can be punished by any Aringa.
Similarly, Charity Farida, Minister for Gender, Youth, Children and Elderly Affairs in Aringa Kingdom, encourages the parents to flash back to those days of sitting together with their children such that they learn moral lessons.
We used not to have centers here where people go and relax, stay up to late hours. People would stay in their homes, tell stories with their children, and those stories that we call in Aringa Adigo and Koi Koi, those used to teach children a lot morals, but now they are lacking. So we are saying, can our parents go back to those lives of sitting with their children around telling them stories, so that through these stories they're able to learn dangers of early marriage, the dangers of substance abuse, dangers of teenage pregnancy. You know, it shapes and really curtails these situations in the community.
Whereas Mahad Juma Gala, Minister for Land and Natural Resources in Aringa Kingdom, encourages the youth at large to stick to their culture.
Of late, as you said, we tend to, deviate, or we don't want to so much associate with culture and tradition. Mind you, my message to you is, if you don't know history, you will never reach your destiny. Whatever challenges we are facing today related to unemployment, drop out from school, early marriages, and what have you, the challenges the youth are facing today are as a result of failure by these youths to identify with their respective cultures and traditions. I'm therefore calling upon all of you, the youth, not only the Aringa youth, even if you are Terego, Maracha, or Aimadi, and Aluru, Kebu, West Nile, Northern Uganda youths, please stick to your culture. There's something very fruitful if you understand your tradition.
Alessio Zaria, youth representative during the dialogue, compare what was in the past with the current generation and how it is affecting the young generation.
Culturally, we used to see that our elders teach us, the young ones, on how to behave and what are the dangers of the bad behaviors and what are we supposed to be done, what we are supposed to do and what we're not supposed to do. First of all, in the issue of the teenage pregnancy, our mothers in all ages of ladies, they will sit ladies down, they talk about them, the dangers of getting early pregnancies and how you're supposed to protect also from getting early pregnancies. But this time around, culture is being down that people just live in their own ways, ladies live in their own ways, so they don't have other lessons that will be taught by their parents, because as a parent you're the first teacher of your kid. So relating to the abuses, like the drug abuses, these are the major things that nowadays causing early pregnancies. For example, you find nowadays ladies are even involved in doing drugs because of lack of parental guidance, because of abandoning the culture. Otherwise, we so it's very much important that it really teaches how it shapes us as a young generation of the nation, that how you behave, how you relate with others, how you communicate, anything that you do, really culture is so much important.
Culture is the shared way of life, beliefs, customs, arts and social behaviors of a group, and it consists of clan culture, adocracy culture, market culture, and hierarchy culture. Oraku Benson Pastore, arts and social behaviors of a group, and it consists of clan culture, adocracy culture, market culture, and hierarchy culture. Oraku Benson Pastore, compiling the story for Western Nile Television Nilecast.
During an educational dialogue with the Terego district stakeholders organized by ACOT together with UWEZA on 19th December 2025, it was revealed that 25% of primary school children fail to progress to the next grade. Stakeholders have been urged to carry out community engagement, advising parents to send their children to school. we can look at and have more.
A court, together with Uweza on Friday, 19th December 2025, sat for an education dialogue with Terego district stakeholders, where it is reported that 25% of primary school children fail to progress to the next grade as for Uweza Education Report October 2025. Hadana Roberts, chairperson of the Terego District Head Teachers Association, stated that the stakeholders should work hand in hand with the government to employ more teachers to bring the teacher-pupil ratio to a standard level, since it greatly affects the performance of pupils in Terego.
The stakeholders of this district to put in more effort and produce positive results. I am the chairperson of Head Teachers Association. When I perused it through, this research report, survey report that you have produced, it is something real. Why? Because you did sampling. 15 schools were selected for this research. This is a big number that can help to come up with a good result. So to me, some of these issues that have affected us, particularly in the areas of literacy and numeracy, regarding teacher-pupil ratio, has already been answered by my deputy cap. It is a government mandate, because parents cannot employ teachers and pay them throughout, because they don't have money. It is the government to employ. I'm happy the district, Terego district, is employing teachers yearly. Last year we talked about this. The number of teachers has been increased last year by, I think, 28. This year it is going to be by 50. That means teacher-pupil ratio, which is not normal, is going to be addressed. But it is not going to be within a short period of time. My prayer is that the government should keep on increasing wage bill for the districts.
Draru Gloria, the deputy council speaker and female councillor, explained that not everyone in the community listens to radios and urges the stakeholders in a court to carry out community engagement on putting efforts for parents to send children to school.
ICAO has come up with some. However, when you go to our villages, know that everyone has a radio, including a code, as the doctor, the DO's office. Let's have community engagement through dialogues. Because when you look at the other 25%, continue with primary school studying, is it crucial for a child's learning through Uganda? So this one here definitely needs the parents who are there idle, not knowing, for them thinking that every day they are just sending children to school, but in reality, when they also contribute, when they reach somewhere, they don't finish. Do we have a purpose or a target for sending these children to school?
Halukonzi David, a head teacher in Yidu Primary School, says that parents don't respond positively to changes brought by new administrators to the government schools, especially residual lessons for upper classes, which is to improve pupils' performances.
I reached Yidu as a head teacher in 2022. I started with the teachers on the ground, then shortly, after 1 year, those teachers I got there, they were transferred. Then parents started to blame new teachers who were also transferred there to replace. They were making statements that the teachers of Yidu were not like this. And me as the head teacher, I've seen a very good difference. Teachers from other schools, they came with also good ideas, right? Now, like for this year, we introduced fitting, we introduced remedial teaching, and which has at least resulted fairly well. Now, when I asked myself why the parents were saying teachers of Yidu were not like this, No, I learned that those teachers, all teachers, some teachers were at Yidu for over 20 years. And even before official closure, they used to go for Malua, Warez and other things. Parents around, most of the parents, they were enjoying there.
Hanyidru Peter, a head teacher, adds that low salaries cause some teachers to miss lessons to pursue other businesses before teaching, further disrupting education.
And then what I can now add to the absenteeism of teachers is that at the times also because of low salary, some teachers also resorted to doing business. At the times, in the morning they are there, in the afternoons they are not there.
Dradia Charles, the district education officer, reports that the district has, through UNICEF, constructed waterworks structures to support cultural education, and government have hired new teachers to support education and improve learning conditions, aiming to boost Tergo's education status.
The classrooms are fairly now improved. Then we are also able to put structures for WAS with support from UNICEF across the board. A number of schools now have WAS facilities with solar-powered boreholes to support especially the girl child so that they can be retained. Recruitment is already said about it. 28 were recruited, deployed, they are on payroll now.
Tergo district calls for government intervention to increase teacher recruitment, improve resources, and raise salaries to safeguard the future of its children. Reporting for West Nile TV, Ponifiona, Nilecast.
We have come to the end of the Nilecast on West Nile Television. Thanks for watching. It has been me, Ponifiona. Merry Christmas. Good night.